What's up, everyone? Eli here, the internet's second tiredest music teacher. Today we're coming back at you with a reaction to another Band Maid song. And we're going to be, based on the responses from the previous one, looks like their video for, gosh, I don't even remember what it was. My brain is fried. But such overwhelming support on that one. Uh, People saying it was just one of their old tracks. So we're going to check out Hate, question mark. And it looks like this track came out in September of 2022. And we're going to be looking at the live video today, which according to YouTube itself is 8 months old. So that puts it at about February of this year, maybe March. But apparently the musicianship is just off the rails compared to everything they had in their first video that I looked at. So I'm excited. Sounds like there's a lot of love for this band. And let's just give it a watch. Can actually cut subtitles there, and let's just check it nice and normal here. Yeah, right off the bat, just a whole bunch, like same kind of energy that they had in their video for Alone, but just way more across the board. Still awesome feeling, but everything is just so much more over the top. That is such an incredible start here. And then that drummer carrying us through, like that bass line there, like that empty spot, transitioning into what I'm assuming is going to be the next verse. Just unreal there. This is something else. And the finger dexterity, at least from the bassist, and I think the lead guitarist is what I saw so far. Just out of this world. For live performances, is top notch. Yeah. Wow. Wow. So right off the start here with our bassist, I know a lot of people that are like, "Oh my gosh, you use a pick. You're not really playing bass." Blah blah blah. I used to think that when I was in high school and just kind of like whatever about it. And there's a certain amount of tone production that gets pulled from the difference between using a pick and using your fingers. And I really just got to say, like at a certain point, it just doesn't particularly matter if you're a finger purist versus a pick purist. That's totally your call, and go for it. But the musicality that people are able to pull out with using a pick, like we saw here, still really freaking good. I know uh, this bassist from this now uh, permanent hiatus, presumably band called Battlecross. Bassist Don Slater would use 4 out of 5 fingers in his playing, and like with what he was doing, absolutely needed. And could you do that with a pick? Almost definitely not. But for what Band Maid is doing here, like she is just crushing it with a pick. And there is no reason, I don't know if anyone's making that argument, but no reason why she would need to use one anyway. Like everything that she's pulling from that is just absolutely fantastic. And there's just a lot of consistency with her tone going through that. And when you're doing a live show production kind of thing, like you need that. And it's just so great to see the musicality and the consistency with that, especially when you're then trading back and forth in these 8 bar solo things with your guitarist, who is also just absolutely top tier. Like a lot of this is just so well prepared, rehearsed, and executed on stage between the two of them. Just fantastic. Anyway, let's keep pushing. Yeah, let's talk about that. First thoughts with this is, I guess, being more prepared going into it. I was very excited to see what they were able to pull for this live performance, and it definitely did not disappoint. The musicianship that this group carries is at a very high level, and the amount of preparation that they put into these things is very apparent because you're seeing some aggressively technical work being done very cleanly across the entirety of the track. One thing I'm never totally sure between bands is you'll notice sometimes a live band takes a song of theirs and they play it a little bit faster live because they're live. There's all this energy, blah blah blah, whatever. And I know there's always a chance that someone's dropping either backstage or front of house, dropping in a click track to set their tempo. So I don't know, like, if this was a couple ticks above normal tempo, then that is just absolutely unreal for them. Like, being able to cleanly pull all of that off, maybe 5, 10, 15 clicks up, that takes a lot. And then if you're performing it at tempo, don't get me wrong, like it's a challenge in and of itself. And then doing it live in front of an audience so cleanly is just it's just another couple steps up in the game. So either way, like just hats off. The dexterity there is just unreal. And the lead guitarist, whose name has popped up in the comments of the previous video a couple dozen times. I apologize, I don't recall names right offhand, but her work is just looks so fluid, and it's so clean, and it's so very intelligently done. I'm just impressed. I'm just kind of floored. Like, her fingers were moving a couple dozen miles a minute over most of the song. And that's like musically just preparation for that, to develop that stamina and then develop that technical skill to coincide with that stamina is just, I mean, I don't know how else to say it, but it's just like there's just hours and hours and hours of sitting down and grinding and then slowly working that up. And then it applies to everything you do. But in this case, it's just off the wall. And I think I'm so glad that somebody suggested this, because wow, watching that as a live performance is just like the most incredible thing to have watched. And I don't know how many different incredible ways it could have happened, but I'm really glad that it happened this way and that they recorded this as their live video for it. And it just was so clean. Oh, the other thing that I wasn't sure of is how far into the set this was for them, because the vocalist, like the whole way through, just felt like like she still had this like full sense of control over everything. And like when you're doing long performances, or when you're running and you start to get into the second half, you can tell that your breath support is like starting to get a little like winded there. That is not at all what came from the vocalist here. And I know for myself, like, I don't know why, but singing in front of people after 2 or 3 songs, like, I'm starting to like kind of huffing my way through it. And um I don't know, that's an issue on my part. But for her, she was just like, here we are, whole way through, not a single problem to be found, and just crushed it and crushed it and crushed it. So everything about this band, just incredible. Just incredible. I think I'm going to spend some time over this Thanksgiving break just listening to Band Maid and being awestruck every single time. So, for all of you that recommended more, I am so glad that you did. I'm going to try not to spam only Band Maid videos, but holy mackerel, what a group. So, anyway, if you like this kind of content, you want to see more stuff like this, drop a comment down below and definitely get to it. Or you can drop a comment, a submission into the recommendations form in the channel description. And yeah, till next time, Internet's second tiredest music teacher, this is Elaw out.